Hey guys, welcome back to Mr. Danel's Social 9 podcast. We're doing a bonus episode today, which is just kind of further explaining the economic systems. So we'll get right into it. So what's an economic system? A way to solve the basic problem of scarcity, so when there's not enough of something. Different countries have different ideas on how to do this, resulting in different systems. Doesn't necessarily mean one is better than the other. Although us being where we are in Canada and in the U.S., our neighbors, more market economies is what we would consider to be better from our perspective. Every country's economic system has flexibility and can change over time depending on many factors. The biggest factor, or one of the biggest factors, being which political party is actually in power at the time. What do these photos all have in common? So you got Canada Post on the left there, Air Canada. I'm not sure what the top one is there, CBC Television. Okay, so what do you think all those have in common? They are or at one point were examples of crown corporations. So that means businesses owned by the government. Examples of government control: Canada Post, CMHC, Canada Council of the Arts, and CBC are crown corporations, a company owned by Canada's government to provide products and or services to Canadians. Usually if it has the word Canada in it, it is or at one point was a crown corporation. Example, Air Canada used to be a crown corporation. It was sold to private investors, but they kept the name. Our healthcare system is owned and controlled by the government, so again, crown corporation. A planned economy is when government makes all main decisions regarding how scarcity will be solved. So the government is deciding what products and services to provide to the public. The government owns and manages all the resources businesses. The government is answering the basic economic question: what is needed, how to produce it, and who will get it. So instead of anybody starting any business to sell any product or provide any service, the government is the one making the choices about that. Individual people and groups have little to no say in their economy. What do these photos have in common? So you got Google, Pembina, McDonald's, Walmart, Shell, Apple, Time Warner. Okay, all of these are examples of individually owned companies. Okay, all the businesses shown on the previous slide are owned either by one individual or a collection of individuals, shareholders. The government does not intervene in the day-to-day operations of all previously shown companies. Okay, it does not intervene. There's a typo there. In a market economy, the problem of scarcity is solved by individuals. Private businesses own and manage their own resources. Private meaning like us, like anybody. Businesses and consumers decide the basic economic questions. So the businesses themselves, okay, you can start a business in Canada and sell basically any product you want. If people are willing to buy your product, you could be successful. If people are willing to buy your product, it means you made a good business decision because you provided a product or a service that people wanted, and they are buying it. Okay, which means it's working. How market economy works is if people aren't buying your product and your business fails, it's done. Move on. It means it was not needed. The government is not involved in a market economy. All economies have some individual involvement and some government involvement. So even when you go to the far right, okay, shift right towards a market economy, which is little to no government control, like the U.S., the government is still involved in some way, in a little bit of a way. There is no such thing as a pure market economy or a pure planned economy. Okay, all systems are mixed in some way. You're just shifting heavily to the right or heavily to the left. A mixed economy, so which is one that's more towards the middle though, is a combination of ownership, private ownership, and government control. Some people can own businesses and government can own others. The problem of scarcity is decided by both. Okay, so here you got your economic spectrum again. Okay, when you go to the left, You got more government involvement. The government has more power making more decisions. Planned economy, mixed economy, and then to the right you got market economy, which is less government involvement. Okay? If a country believes in having a market economy, what values does it support? So usually, countries that gear more towards the right, more towards a market economy, believe more in freedom, individualism, entrepreneurship, meaning creating your own business, motivation, initiative, and profit. Okay, because people have the freedom to buy what they want, to create what they want. You can take initiative and start your own business. You can make, if it's successful, you can make tons of profit. If a country believes in a planned economy, what values does it support? Okay, they're more about equality, cooperation, supportiveness, society. So here you're looking at people are treated more equally because the government's making all the decisions. Okay, they're deciding what's being made, how much it's being sold for, who's getting it, etc. So cooperation, equality, supportiveness versus, go back for a second, freedom, individualism, entrepreneurship, motivation, initiative, and profit. Okay, that was our bonus episode for today. Just a quick recap on different economic systems. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.